So here it is, the brand new ASUS Zephyrus G14 2021. And look, design-wise, exactly the same as last year. Like, they didn't change anything. And I'm not surprised. This is their second iteration of this design. They're not gonna just change it for the sake of changing it. And I had no problems with the previous design. I thought it was a very attractive 14-inch laptop that just packed a lot of performance. But the G14 2020 wasn't perfect either. It had overheating issues. There was a lot of quality control issues. Some people complained about coil whine. Others had to jump through hoops in order to fine tune it to make it the best laptop possible. And look, the same thing is going to happen this year too. Based on my time with this thing, I already had a couple of quality control issues, and I have friends who have the G15, the bigger one, that have had quality control issues too. In fact, one of my buddies, who's part of our Discord server, had his first G15 display slightly peel away from the back of the lid, okay? And look, that's not something you want to see when you just buy a laptop. But design-wise, it's the same. You know, like if you appreciate the design of the 2020 model, this is what the 2021 model is going to be like too. And for those of you who need a refresher, on the left-hand side, you have a audio jack, USB Type-C, this is obviously not Thunderbolt, HDMI, we're still rocking the barrel connector, and then on the right-hand side, you have two more USB-A ports and another Type-C port. Now, the one quality control issue that I had with this guy was on the touchpad. Now, obviously, because this thing is black, you're just gonna see a ton of grease, okay? There's more grease on this thing than there is in my hair. But it's a good touchpad when it comes to accuracy. Like I felt the Windows Precision drivers they're using paired with their fine tuning did a great job. But over here on the corner, when I click on it sometimes, it gets stuck and it makes it a bit difficult to push down. Now the keyboard, very comfortable to type on. Like I love this thing. It has like this, I don't know, texture to it, which makes your fingers stick to the keys easier when you're typing, and then there's good travel distance. Now the backlighting is okay. It's not the brightest backlighting, okay? Like you can crank it up and down as much as you want, but if you're gonna buy this one, again, don't get the white version. I think you should stick with the black one because you're gonna be able to see the white background much easier. Now you do have a few special buttons on the top to control your volume and the microphone, and then this will take you to the Armory crate, power button on the top right, and of course ASUS is still sticking the two speakers on the deck of the keyboard. Now these speakers are okay, they're pretty good, but if you're gaming on this thing gets really loud, so you might wanna pair a headset with it. The display, this was a hot topic on the previous one if you bought the 144 Hertz model, and that's exactly what I'm rocking here, the 144 Hertz version. Now I don't have an oscillator to measure the refresh rate, but based on my own personal use, I find that they are doing a better job. Like there's less ghosting than the previous one, but there's still a tiny bit of ghosting there. I don't think it's worth going up to the QHD version of this just because it's such a tiny display that you really won't reap the entire benefits of QHD. I think if you're getting the 15-inch model, definitely do QHD if you're doing more like design work. But for the 14-inch one, just stick with the 144 Hertz model. Now there is no webcam, and look, I get it, it's technically a gaming laptop, but again, we're all at home, right? And having a webcam on your laptop is one less thing you have to pay for. Now, performance is what really shocked me. Like my review unit has the 5900 HS and it's paired with a RTX 3060, which is the 60 watt max Q. And even though it's 60 watts, it definitely really outperforms the previous generation. And quite frankly, I was actually really impressed considering this thing only has 60 watts inside of here. Now this beat out the previous model in the compile times when you're using Mozilla Firefox. It's really, really fast. Like this thing is honestly competing with a lot of desktops. Like I'm so shocked how good these 5000 series CPUs are. Now if you have a 4000 series CPU in your laptop, they're still really good. Like this is just like a nice little boost over, but it's not like a massive jump forward compared to the 3000 series that came out 2 years ago. GPU wise, the games I threw at this thing, no problems there. Like I played Warzone, which is like one of my favorite games right now. Don't know why I play it, super frustrating. But I was able to maintain around 100 frames per second on the settings that I personally use at 1080p with some of the things set to high. But look, any game you play with this, it's going to be able to handle it. And look, if you're a creator, this thing is great too. You know, you get the QHD model, you get better color accuracy and a more pixel dense display, which I still think is not worth it. But if that's what you want, you can do that. And then you pair that with this type of performance and you get really good results in Adobe Premiere Pro. You get really great results when you're using Adobe Photoshop. Like this 3060 is performing really well considering it's inside of a 14-inch laptop. But there is one thing that I don't like about it, and it's heat management. This thing gets hot. The fact that it gets up to 96 degrees Celsius on performance or even turbo mode is not like a major concern to me. That doesn't bother me. It's the keyboard deck. You know, like I am left-handed, so I bind my WASD keys to the right-hand side, and right around here, it gets really hot, especially if you leave it on turbo mode, like over 60 degrees Celsius. Like I was gaming on this and my finger was just starting to burn. So if you're doing anything prolonged on this, you might want to attach it to a monitor and use an external keyboard because your hands are going to thank you later. Fan noise is loud, okay? It doesn't matter what you're doing with this. The fans will kick on unless you keep it on silent mode, but you are nerfing the power. Now internally, not a lot has changed. Like the layout is the same, but there are a couple of differences. One, the NVMe SSD, so much faster than the previous one. The previous one could only hit about 2,000 read. This one hits well over 3,000. So that means there's just more lanes to work with the 5000 series. Number two, RAM. 8 gigabytes is still soldered onto the motherboard, only leaving you one slot to work with. I have 16 in here, but if you want, you could take this out and put up to 24, but you're gonna kind of lose that dual channel configuration. The last thing is the battery life. It's really good if you don't mind dropping it down to the silent profile. It's not gonna give you the best performance, but you'll get about 11 hours of battery life before needing to charge. So here's the thing. I still think this is one of the best 14-inch gaming laptops you can buy, period. There's just something to be said to get this much power and performance in a laptop this size. But if you're planning on buying it, don't buy it directly from an online store or directly from ASUS rather. Buy it from a Best Buy, an Amazon, or anywhere where they offer a 15 to 30-day return period. This way, when you get it and you set it up, you can check it for any QC issues. And if there is one, you can simply just go back to the store, return it, and get a new one. If you buy it from ASUS, you gotta send it in back to them. They're gonna try to fix it for you or replace it for you, and then you're gonna end up without a laptop for a few weeks. But besides that, I still think this is a great buy. The price is good, and the 3060, even though it's capped at 60 watts with some dynamic boost to go around, offers just really good performance. If you have any more questions about it, let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.